The strangest tape I've ever seen. I work at a gas station in rural Pennsylvania. It's a boring job, but it's pretty easy and it pays alright. A few weeks ago, this new guy started. I'll call him Jeremy. Now, Jeremy is weird. He's about 25 or 26 and he hardly speaks. But he's got the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. My boss and I have noticed this, but it's never much of a problem, so there's not much we can do about it. Customers have never complained about him, and he's always done his job fairly well. Up until about a few weeks ago, anyway. That's when things started going missing. Employee theft can be a problem in any business that sells consumer goods, and there's only one person working at a time at this gas station. It's a pretty small place, after all. About 2 weeks ago, my boss started noticing that we were short on motor oil. At first, it was a few containers at a time, the entire shelves and boxes from the back room. Pretty soon, entire shipments would be gone day after we got them. It would always be right after Jeremy's shifts. My boss had checked the security camera tapes from every single night he worked, but he could never catch him in the act. Jeremy would lock up at closing, and then the motor oil would be gone the next day. My boss usually takes the tapes home and tries to catch Jeremy stealing, but his daughter had a softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tapes for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took the offer. There are 3 cameras, so he gave me 3 different tapes to check. I figured it would be a long night, but I'm trying to save up for vacation, so I needed the money. I took the tapes home, popped them in an old VCR, and sat back. 2 days ago, the last time he worked, Jeremy started at 4 p.m. Everything seemed pretty normal at first. He counted up his drawer, switched off the girl who was working before him, and waited for a customer. The first person who came in was Mrs. Templeton. The timestamp on the video read 4:03. A regular. She picked up her cigarettes and a newspaper and paid with a 20. Nothing unusual there. The next customer was some local guy named Ron. He drives a motorcycle, usually comes in every few days. He filled up his tank, got a bag of beef jerky, paid with his credit card, and then left. Next was some guy with a cowboy hat. I'd never seen him before, but we got plenty of strangers passing through, just like at any gas station. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel and paid with a $100 bill and went on his way. I sat back aside. The only thing more boring than doing this job was watching someone else do it. My boss's other was enough to keep me watching though, so I left the tape on. Everything seemed pretty normal. I had a feeling that if Jeremy was stealing motor oil, he knew we were suspicious of him by now. I didn't expect him to be dumb enough to let us catch him on camera. Things stayed boring and routine until about 5 o'clock. At 5:03, Mrs. Templeton came back in. She must have forgotten something. But she didn't. She bought the same pack of cigarettes as before, and the same newspaper. She paid with another 20. That's odd, I thought. But then again, she's a little absent-minded. I thought Jeremy should have told her she already got her smokes, but it's not against the rules to sell somebody the same thing twice. That's when Ron came back in again. He bought another tank of gas for his motorcycle again. I later checked the outdoor camera because I thought maybe he had another car while he wanted to fill up. And the same pack of beef jerky. He paid with his credit card again. No big deal. I figured this was just a weird coincidence. Mrs. Templeton is forgetful, and Ron probably owns more than one Harley. And when the guy in the cowboy hat came back in, I felt the chill run down my spine. Don't get Diesel, don't get Diesel. For the love of God, don't get Diesel. I found myself whispering in my empty living room. But he did. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel and paid with another $100 bill. Every move he made was identical to his first visit, right down to the very way he scratched his nose before he walked out. Either this guy is rich, owns a lot of trucks, or just moved to the town, or something very, very bizarre was happening. But I kept watching. Every customer for the next hour was the same as before. Every single one. I was seriously freaked out. And then, at 6:03, Mrs. Templeton walked back in. She bought her cigarettes and newspaper again, and paid with a 20 again. I thought I was going to lose it. Only watched another hour before I started fast-forwarding through the rest. It was all the same. Every customer would come in at the exact same times, exactly 1 hour apart. Now I know what you're thinking. The sneaky motherfucker Jeremy had messed with the tapes. He had to run a loop of his first hour business over and over. But that wasn't the case. There were windows all around the cash register area that the camera covers, and I watched the sunlight fade as time ran on. Jeremy's routine didn't loop over. He swept, mopped, restocked, and did all his duties exactly how you would expect. But the same customers kept coming in. I was panicking at this point. Something was seriously wrong with what I was seeing, and I had no explanation for it. I skipped ahead to when he locked up and walked to his car. He hadn't stolen anything, but I kept watching, just to make sure. I fast forwarded one last time, to about midnight. At exactly 12:03 a.m., out of nowhere, Jeremy's face pops up on camera. I don't mean he moved his head into view. I mean that 1 second the store was empty, the next second his face was all I could see. He wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at me. I was sure of it. I screamed at the phone for the remote. By the time I grabbed it, he was gone, just as soon as he had left. One frame he was there, the next he wasn't. My hands were shaking like crazy, but I popped in another tape. The indoor camera shows the back area, by the cash register, and I would be able to see how he got it to put his face up in the camera like that. I skipped ahead to the 12:03, but there was nothing. I would have been able to see him standing on a chair or something on this tape, but he wasn't there. I didn't see him enter the store at all after he left. It's like he wasn't really there. He doesn't know the security code, and no alarms were triggered the night after he locked up. What I did see, however, was that at 12:03, the motor oil vanished off the shelf. All of it. Same as Jeremy's face. 1 second it was there, and the next it wasn't. I turned that tape off and went to bed, but didn't get a wink of sleep. My body is exhausted right now, but my mind is racing. That tape was undoubtedly the creepiest, most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll work in a few hours. My boss asked me to bring the tapes back and let him know what I found. But really, what the hell am I going to say? Jeremy works the night shift tonight, directly after me, and the plan is for my boss to come in just before I leave and confront him with me. I'm not supposed to be the one who caught him stealing. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I suppose I have to show my boss the tapes. I don't want to watch them with him. I never want to see something like that again. I can't get the image of Jeremy just smiling directly into the camera out of my head. It was the creepiest look I've ever seen on another human being's face. Anyway, I'm going to try to get some last minute sleep before I have to go in and deal with this. I'll let you guys know what happens. Update. 2:49 p.m. Updated from my phone. Apologies in advance for errors. My boss just finished watching the last of the tapes. I told him what to expect, but you can't really prepare someone for something like that. He's scared shitless. I still am too, and Jeremy is due to come in at 4. We've got a little over an hour to get our shit together. Neither one of us knows what to say to him. Is he just a fucked up guy who likes to steal motor oil and scares the shit out of people? Or is he something else? I don't know if this is crazy, but does anyone think he could have anything to do with the time loop? My boss said he never noticed anything like that in the other tapes, but the way he popped up in this one made me think that he knew I would be watching. It's like he wanted me to see what he could do. Like he was showing off or something. The way he smiled into the camera was like a little kid showing you a sandcastle they just built or something. I don't know. I probably sound crazy. I sure feel the part. I'm gonna talk to my boss some more. We have to calm ourselves down and figure out how we can handle this. I'll update again tonight. I have a really bad feeling about how this is going to play out. Update. 4:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 5:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 6:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 7:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 8:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 10:58 p.m. Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I just got home and saw my previous updates. Things make less sense now than ever. Here's what I can tell you. I went to work. Jeremy never showed up. My boss and I decided to call the police, as you're well aware. When I picked up the phone to call them, the sun went out. I shit you not, that's what I thought happened. Apparently, I blacked out for exactly 5 hours, because when I looked at the clock, it was 9:33. I think I got stuck in Jeremy's time loop, and then I snapped out of it at the exact point I blacked out, if that makes sense. But that's when things got really weird. My boss was right next to me when I blacked out, ready to cooperate my story to the cops. When I came to, the phone was in my hand, but it was dead. Not even a dial tone. My boss was still right there, but he wasn't moving. He was standing up, frozen. I looked at the clock again. but it wasn't moving. The second hint was stuck on the 12. It was 9:33 exactly. And the clock on the register, the computer screen, wasn't moving either. My phone was frozen. There was even a customer at the register waiting for my boss to get him cigarettes. I'm betting that would have been his 5th pack of the day. I got the fuck out of there. Didn't lock up, didn't turn the lights out, and sorry guys, I didn't grab the security tapes to upload on the internet. Believe me, that was the last thing on my mind. The gas station was on a major highway, and cars were parked all along it. Except they weren't parked, they were frozen. The people inside were sitting still as wax statues. I got in my car and prayed that it would start. Thankfully it did. About halfway home, time started up again. The static on the radio turned into music, like it's supposed to be, and from what I could tell by listening to the host talk in between songs, no one noticed the time freeze, or whatever it was. I was the only one. But I'm sure Jeremy noticed as well. I still have no clue where he is or what he's doing. I'm hiding in my room and calling the police again in the morning. I don't know if I ever got through to them before, or if I did, where they took me seriously. I'm scared for my life at this point. I'll update tomorrow if I can. Final update, 10:33 a.m. I finally fell asleep last night around 4. I have no idea how I did it. I guess exhaustion finally got the best of me. This morning I woke up to my phone ringing. It was my boss. He'd been calling me since about 6. He woke up when time turned back on last night and immediately called the cops. They came by to see what was wrong and he told them everything. The cops around here are all small-time guys. They're more concerned with the missing motor oil than anything, but my boss figured he would take it as long as he had their attention. They decided to go looking for Jeremy. We all keep our employees' applications on file, and since Jeremy just started working here, his was easy to find. They checked the address on it and headed over to his house. You're not going to believe what they found. The address Jeremy listed on his application was an empty lot, or at least it is now. There used to be a house there, but it burned down in 1993. Being a small town, almost everyone remembers that fire. A family of 4 used to live way back then. Rumor has it that they had a strange son who they never really talked about. I can't say for sure if that's true. What I can say is true is that after an insurance investigation, the fire was ruled as arson. The entire house was soaked in oil and torched with a Molotov cocktail. The entire family was sleeping when it happened. None of them survived. They never got the guy who did it. Rumor has it that when they tried to contact the estranged son, no one could find him. Anyway, my boss called and told me this, and I freaked out. Then he asked me to come to the gas station. What, are you crazy? I said, but he assured me that the cops were there with him. Then he dropped the bomb. The FBI were also in town, and they were going to talk to me one way or another, so I might as well come in. It was about 7:15, and I wanted to go back to bed, but I figured I wouldn't be able to sleep much anymore, so I went down. 4 men in suits greeted me and told me to have a seat. We went over everything 2 or 3 times until they got all the details down. I told them about Jeremy, the security tape, and last night at work, everything. Finally, after I finished, one of the agents said, "Oh Christ, we got another one on our hands." Then they made me sign a bunch of papers saying I wouldn't tell anyone about what happened, and so I can't say much more. I may be breaking the law just by posting this. So now I'm home. I'm not sure what to do with myself. The agent's words when I told them the story are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I gotta go. I got some errands to run today, and then I have to go to work to pick up some tapes. But also, I think that this new guy, Jeremy, is a complete creep. He's stealing motor oil, and I have to watch the security footage to see if I can catch him doing it. I have better things to do, but my boss is paying me overtime under the table. I'm trying to save up for vacation, so I could really use the money. It should be pretty simple. The oil always goes missing right after it ships. I'm sure I'll just watch the tapes, catch me in the act, and that'll be the end of that. Hey guys, this is Master Gill. Just wanted to thank you guys for listening through all that what I just did. I wanted to do something a little bit new here. This is a very, very good creepypasta that I've stumbled across because of boredom and stuff. And basically, this is a little maybe a little bit inspirational voiceover thing that I've got from my buddy Justin Crumley, Cujo Productions. He does creepypasta-thon every year. I think he did one starting back in 2003, but I could be wrong. But you know, I'm always wrong. I remember he did one last year, and he ended this creepypasta here by the most recent one. I ate a spider in my sleep. That one was really effed up. So if you guys don't know what he's done, I suggest you go check out his stuff. Remember, it's Cujo Productions. I'll provide a link in the description below, and also to where to find this creepypasta that you can see for yourself where this is from. I read through this and this is really really good. I just wanted to just do something out of the ordinary. I know probably a whole lot of other people have done stuff such as this, and I know this is probably not any surprising that I've done this myself. But I just wanted to throw something new here and try to make up for my absence here, and also really wanted to try to do as much stuff as I possibly can. Here being Halloween and not be able to make as much videos as I want to due to computer problems and stuff. But hopefully all that will be sorted out come later on this year or possibly next year. Hopefully, I'm not promising anything, but really I probably hope for the future. So thank you guys so much for listening to this creepypasta called The Strangest Tape I've Ever Seen. And if there's any other creepypasta that you would like me to read or do a voiceover or any of that sort, be sure to link them to me. I'll give it a shot. As I said, this is not something that I normally do, but if you guys like the sort of thing, then sure, go ahead, link me to some stuff, do some suggestions. I'll give it a shot. And so wrap this up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and watch all the contents that I have done. Make sure to check out my buddy Justin Crumbly of Cujo Productions and check out his creepypasta stuff for his creepypasta down 2015. Make sure to add me on Facebook, add me on Twitter, add me on Google Plus, add me on DeviantArt, add me on Steam, add me on Twitch, add me on all that kind of stuff. So this is Master Gil, and I'll see you guys next time.